Welcome back everyone, Mariah here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We're obviously going to be talking about the catalyst, Elon Musk, that sent the market going down in flames yesterday. I'm going to be talking about what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and what my game plan is moving forward. So it's currently just after 8 a.m. here Eastern time. Bitcoin is trading at 49.8. All right, so here, let's go ahead and zoom all the way out on the daily chart and see what's happening here. So obviously, Elon Musk tweeting that he is no longer going to accept Bitcoin when it comes to a form of payment to purchase a Tesla because he thinks that miners consume too much energy and that it's not environmentally friendly. This has been debunked over and over again. And about 75% of miners actually use renewable energy. And we all know that, Elon's ventures to make it to Mars with those spaceships isn't exactly the most eco-friendly thing. So let's take a look here at the daily chart. So Bitcoin printed a lower low. So far over the past 24 hours, we've seen a low of exactly $46,000. So there's a possibility right here, this 200-day EMA, if Bitcoin touches down again, it could hit in the $42,000 range. So in previous videos, I've talked a little bit about the potential of Bitcoin going down to 40,000. It is still possible for that target to be met. This is the thing that I think that Bitcoin at 49.9 is an excellent deal, okay? So I am going to actually be considering purchasing some Bitcoin at these prices with the Ethereum that I sold around the $4,000 range. So technically, Bitcoin isn't really looking good. You know, it was super bearish when this red 2 started trading below this red 1, and that was at 54.5. And then obviously this red 2 going above, or this red 3 going above the red 2 is also super bearish as well, making a lower low. So Bitcoin is showing not much strength at the moment, but let's go ahead and take a look at the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart really isn't giving us any bullish signs right now. So you have to be prepared for all scenarios. You have to be prepared for Bitcoin to potentially go lower and have your bags packed if you are extremely bullish. I have not sold any Bitcoin. I don't, not for the entire month of May. I don't even think I really sold any in April as well. But in the last month, I have not sold any Bitcoin because fundamentally, I believe in the long-term aspect of Bitcoin. And I don't care about what happens in the short term because I know this. I know that every time I've sold a Bitcoin, it's a lot harder to get it back than I would have ever imagined. And so for me, I'm comfortable in my Bitcoin position. I don't think it's worth it to try to trade too big of my position in a bull market. It would be different if I thought we were at the end of the bull market, but I still do not believe that we are at the end of a bull market. So Bitcoin has just reached over $50,000, Ethereum at 37.27. Let's go and take a look at the 1 hour on Bitcoin. So this right here could potentially be a higher low after this low printed here. And I would be keeping a close eye here to see if this green moving average is going to start trading above the red. Maybe that would happen in the $51,000 range. Another thing to take into consideration is the stock market opening. If the stock market opens trading down, then that could pull the cryptocurrency market with it. So I might consider putting some stop losses in right around 9 o'clock just to protect myself if Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market starts correlating with the S&P 500. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. So the 30-minute chart is showing some strength here. This green 2 trading above the green 1 is a bullish sign there. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. 15-minute also looking like it has some steam going there, but not enough conviction yet for me to be like, all right, we're headed to the upside. The 5-minute chart is poised to potentially start making a higher high. So I'd be keeping a close eye on this one. Ethereum. So we saw this nasty candle here on Ethereum. Ethereum hit a low of 35 30. It topped yesterday a high of 43.84. So the daily chart is technically not looking, the daily chart for Ethereum looks a heck of a lot better than the daily chart for Bitcoin. So as you can see here, on the daily chart, Bitcoin is trading downwards versus Ethereum is technically still in a bullish posture. It could drop a lot and still just make a daily higher low. So obviously this was a high, this was a low, higher high. So honestly, it would, if Ethereum stayed above $2,000, it could still make a higher low on the daily chart. So something to keep in mind there. 12-hour chart is actually being held up really nicely by the moving averages. So I think that Ethereum in the short term is still going to outperform Bitcoin. And really quickly, let's go ahead and head over to CoinMarketCap and see where Bitcoin dominance is at. Bitcoin dominance is at 42%. It's been dropping every single day. This is, in my opinion, pretty unexpected. So obviously people talk about the flippening where Ethereum would flip Bitcoin. So right now Bitcoin has the #1 dominance at 42%, Ethereum second at 19.4. So if Ethereum was to ever pass Bitcoin, it's going to take a good chunk of change for that to happen. Then, the flippening is a possibility. You can't count it out. So basically you could see here the Bitcoin market cap is now under $1 trillion, and you could see here that Ethereum is at 430 billion, while Bitcoin is at 932 billion. So if Bitcoin keeps on coming down and Ethereum keeps on rising, there's a potential for the flippening. I think the flippening is possible. I don't know if this is going to be the year it happens. If it's not this year, there's a big possibility it could be during the next bull cycle. So the 4-hour chart did make a lower low on Ethereum, so that's something to keep in mind. If it comes down here all the way to this 20 EMA, then we're looking at the $3,000 range on Ethereum. So if you want to potentially put some buy orders at 3,000, that wouldn't be a bad idea. The 1-hour chart is not looking too good on Ethereum. If we can hold this level right here and not go lower than the low of this candle, which is 35.30, and then make a higher low and then a higher high, then Ethereum could be poised to have a decently solid day. The 30-minute chart is in a downtrend for Ethereum. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. The 5-minute actually has made, it looks like a higher high here on Ethereum. Yes, so a higher high. Ethereum looks ready to have a little bit of a pump, at least in the short term. Let's look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, which is trending downwards. It hasn't made a higher high yet, but it has made, as you can see right here, a higher low. And if it can get above 0.07563, then that would take the 5-minute into a uptrend. Nexo getting crushed at 355. We saw the low right here of 338. So let's zoom all the way out on the daily chart on Nexo. Honestly, the daily chart on Nexo doesn't look too good. Let's take a look here at the 12-hour. 12-hour also not looking good as it's making lower lows. The 4-hour also making lower lows. Across the board, Nexo looks quite bearish, but I have no plans or intentions to sell anything in the short term. 5-minute could be showing a little bit of strength, but we're going to need some confirmation here and make a higher high. Dogecoin is also another one getting absolutely slaughtered. The 5-minute looks like it's going to be turning around here. It made a higher low and looking for a higher high. Maybe if it gets above here, the 0.41828 range, then it could show us some more room for upside. Let's take a look, zoom all the way out on the daily chart. So technically we have on the daily chart a high, a low, a higher high, and making a lower high. So, if Dogecoin can hold 15 cents on the daily chart, it's technically going to be making a higher low, and it's been held up really well by these moving averages. EOS had a big run up yesterday. This right here is a daily chart. It would have continued, but obviously Elon Musk his tweet and announcement just took the entire crypto space down, but EOS looked prime to just continue to the upside on the daily chart here as the green 2 started trading above the green 1. The 12-hour chart is still hanging in there. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart technically has not made a lower low, so EOS could be potentially a good time to enter. Ethereum Classic saw a low of about $77, now at 88. Let's zoom all the way out. I've been out of my Ethereum Classic position, but technically, like, it hasn't made a lower low yet, so that's something to keep in mind there. Let's take a look at DOT. So DOT on the daily chart here is looking okay, kind of, I would say, neutral on the daily chart. The 12-hour chart also looking a bit neutral. 4-hour chart, yeah, a lot of these time frames here for me on DOT is looking a bit neutral, trading a bit sideways. Hourly chart still looking a bit neutral as well. Let's take a look at the 5-minute, zoom all the way in. 5-minute looks great actually. So honestly, probably not a bad time to pick up some DOT. I think that it's going to make a higher high here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go do that. Can I do that? Do I have any money to buy DOT right now? I feel like it's going to get away from me a little bit. Where can I buy DOT? I can't buy DOT on Binance.us. I can only buy it on Kraken, but I don't have any USDC or anything to buy Kraken. So I might have to do that a little bit later. Let's take a look here at Link. So Link and DOT, their charts look very similar on the 5-minute time frame. Let's see if those Link orders filled that I had placed a few days ago. Like I told you guys, I felt like my bags were not properly packed for the moonshot for Link. And so actually I think it's a good time to be picking up some more in these price levels. There's a possibility it's going to get rejected here by this moving average, which would be about 43.78. But I do think that it's, I mean, we saw the all-time high. Let's zoom all the way out on Link. All-time high of about 52.73. So the daily chart is actually still looking pretty solid on Link, being held up really nicely by the moving averages. Let's look at the 12-hour. 12-hour, you know, still in a bullish posture. 4-hour making lower lows. That's what we're seeing here, is that the time frame is looking pretty decent on the higher level time frames, but when you kind of start getting into the 4-hour on a lot of these, that's where it is looking a little bit ugly. The 4-hour, the 1-hour, the 30-minute, all trending downwards at this time. The 5-minute is looking okay. So maybe something that I want to enter and then put a bit of a stop loss on that one. So yeah, I think Link is looking actually really good here on the 5-minute. If this would just load. Okay, so let's go over my sell orders here on Ethereum. Let's see, 18 hours ago, I sold one at $4,080. I also have an order in. This was an order I put in yesterday for half of a Ethereum at 4444. That order did not fill, but I did get that one fill at 4080. So let's go ahead and take a look at my Link buy orders to see if those filled. So you can see here 12 hours ago, my $39.99 order for 50 Link filled, and 12 hours ago, my order for 10 at $40.50 also filled. So those two are in the green, and I also told you guys a couple days ago that I picked up some from the $41 to $45 range. So I'm gonna go ahead and set some Link orders right here, so I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm gonna do. Honestly, with the structure of this 5-minute chart, I think I might just do a market order because I don't wanna miss it. So I'm gonna go and put a market order in for, what would $5,000? $5,000 would get me 116 Link. My goal is to get 1,000. I currently have like 620. So I'm gonna go and put in this order right now. Actually, before I do that, let me take a look at the 1-minute chart. Okay, so I'm glad I looked at the 1 minute. So what I'm actually gonna do is I am not going to do a market order. I might regret this later, but I'm gonna put in a market order at 42.85. Okay, so obviously the price difference isn't much. So I'm gonna do, let's go with 75 Link. What did I say? I said 42.85. 42.85. And I'm doing this because 2 reasons. I'm gonna get it for a tiny bit less, but I'm also gonna save on fees. So you can see that open order there. 75 Link at 42.85. Let's hope that fills. I did that because see right here on the minute chart, like this is looking pretty overextended, and I'm anticipating a pullback. So I'm anticipating a pullback to like this moving average right here. Let's just hope that I do not miss it. Wouldn't it be a bad idea to also place one down here as well at about 42.70. Okay, see how that just happened right there? I don't know if my order filled, probably didn't, because I might have just barely missed it, but that's what I'm talking about, is where it's gonna wick down to this moving average right here. And just so you guys know, this red, this red moving average is a 12. So I don't think my order filled, but let's double check. So I think I might have literally just missed it. So, but I still think there's a possibility for it to get filled. 42.85. The low of that candle, 42.86, of course. But I do still think that we're gonna see more of a pullback. Cause like on this 1 minute chart right here, like look at, in just, I don't know, a 50-minute time frame, it went up 2%. So in that short of a time frame, I'm anticipating a pullback, more of a pullback. Let's see if it continues. I'm gonna also put one here. Let's see here. Just above this moving average. So let's do 42.75. All right, and let's see if that fills. Bitcoin now sitting at 50,275. Okay, so as I'm looking here on the 1 minute chart, and this is like, I'm not trying to trade the 1 minute, I'm trying to use the 1 minute chart as like how to get into this position. So I might have missed it. And what's gonna happen now is that if Link goes above the high of this candle right here, which is 43.03, I might just have to jump back in. But I'm gonna be patient and see what happens. I'm looking to like a 1 to 4 to 9 candle pullback, and then more room to the upside. And you don't have to rush getting into a position like this. You know, if I wanted to look at the 5 minute, I could also be paying attention here. There's a big possibility that if Link gets rejected here at the 43.76 range. We're gonna keep a close eye on that 1 minute for my entry point. So just kind of trading sideways here. Oh, let's see I think I got it. Let's see if I got it. All right, so you can see here that almost 30 of my 75 filled at that point. But then Link jumped back up. I'm gonna be a little bit more patient here. I'm gonna wait for the next candle to see what it does. But at least I got partial order filled. All right, and there it went. Gonna continuously keep a close eye here on the 1 minute. And this is a good lesson learned. Like if Link continues to the upside, it's a good lesson learned in terms of to do more staggering in your orders, right? Like I did 2 bulky orders with 75 Link that I was trying to purchase at just one price. And so if I maybe took like 3 orders for 25 each and I staggered them a little bit more, then I would be more likely to get filled. Let's go back to the 5 minute. Now the 5 minute is on a roll. The 5 minute has a lot of conviction, and I'm looking here at the 1 minute to find obviously my good entry point. Okay, so as we're waiting to see more price action here from Link, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the whole situation with Elon Musk, right? So just like he can send Doge to the moon, he can also send it down to ground zero. So we saw that with not only Doge, but Bitcoin got hit heavily yesterday. And a lot of the altcoins actually kind of like stood their ground. So let's watch a little bit from this interview this morning here with Pomp on the whole situation with energy.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys. Look, I think that we've got to just kind of stick to the facts, right? I always say, don't listen to what they're saying, just watch what they're doing. Elon Musk is still long billions of dollars of Bitcoin. Between Tesla, SpaceX, and personally, Elon Musk owns billions of dollars of Bitcoin, and he's not selling it because of this kind of energy narrative. The second thing is that the facts are overwhelming. 75% of miners use some form of renewable energy, and the reason is because the financial incentive is for miners to go around the world and find the cheapest power. That is their biggest cost input when they're mining Bitcoin. And so they're financially incentivized to go find this renewable power. And when you start to look at the comparisons of how much coal is used in Bitcoin mining, it's dwarfed by things like the coal that is used in the banking system. Or you'll hear a lot of times people will say things like, there's more electricity consumed by the Bitcoin network than in some countries. But what people fail to say is that the American consumer, their use of Christmas lights consume more power in a given year than some countries' electricity consumption.
All right, that's a good way, a good perspective like to put it in. So for those people that are concerned with the energy use, that has been debunked over and over and over again. All right, so we're getting some sideways action here on the 1 minute chart from Link. So let's see. like I said, you know, I am trying to get to my balance of Link at 1,000, okay? Because then if it goes to 500, then I have $500,000 in Link. And for me, 1,000 is a fun number because when I first bought Ethereum, I bought 1,000 Ethereum at the $7 range. If I would have held that until today, that would have hit, you know, $4.3 million in what, 5 years, my $7,000 investment. So sometimes you're just better off not touching and just holding. With all the trades back and forth, it has not helped me at all, not at all. So obviously Link trending downwards here on the 1 hour chart and getting rejected here by this moving average. So it could potentially be going lower. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit, maybe to the 4 hour. It's already touched this moving average several times in the $40 range. Let's take a look at 12-hour chart. Probably not a terrible idea to start putting some buy orders, just, you know, like in Hail Marys at like the $33 to like $36 range, just stack them in there. If you want to pick it up cheap, just, that's the thing, is that if you have some money on the sidelines, it's never a bad idea to set some really low buy orders and just stagger them, because you never know when it's going to hit. The other day when I set buy orders for Link at $39 and it was up at 50, I'm like, oh, I don't think these are gonna fill. And it ended up filling, but not when I was looking. So you have to have those buy orders set. For those of you that don't know, I use Coinbase Pro a lot, and it's really simple here. So you basically, you know, let's say it's Link, I select the coin I want, I have it buy highlighted, limit. I'm gonna put the amount 10, and then I'm gonna put at what price I wanna buy it at. So depending on what tier you are, it's cheaper to do a limit order than a market order. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 4301 in here just to add 10 to my position, and you could see that there. So that's a real order that I just placed. Let's take one last look here at Link at the 1 minute chart before I send you guys off. 4316. All right, so yeah, Link is on a run here. And that's why I would have been best off, even if it was just a short-term trade, doing a market order. So here goes Link off to the races. At least I got a little bit in there, right? So I think that I'm still gonna have some time to add in my position. Bitcoin here sitting at 50,200 approximately. Ethereum at 3811. So let me go ahead and take a look at the 5 minute chart. It's when I say that I'm gonna leave, then I don't leave. I'm gonna be taking a look here at Ethereum, and I might be selling off another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put an order to sell half of Ethereum right up here at, I'm gonna do 3906, okay? So I don't want to go all the way to the moving average, like 39.20, because I anticipated to get front run. So I'm going to go do like 39.06, okay? So also as well, when it comes to buying and selling, you're going to pay less depending on which tier you're in if you are doing a sell limit order. So half a Bitcoin, half of an Ethereum at 39.06. All right, that order has been placed, and I have 2 open sell orders on Ethereum. If you want to go and support my channel, you can check out the links down below. That's all I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.